Nikita.
Delano, thank you. Now on Bounce, we continue our series on senior care this week, and tonight we're talking about the tough decision of maybe having to select a facility where your parent can get beneficial care. Cindy Englert is here tonight discussing nursing homes and assisted living facilities. She is the Ombudsman Coordinator for Gaston and Lincoln County's Agency on Aging. Welcome to the show, Cindy.
Thank you.
You know, no one likes to think about their loved one leaving their home, but you know, it really is a reality for some folks who may have to make that tough decision for their parents.
Oftentimes, unfortunately, families find themselves more in a crisis situation at the point they're trying to make some of these decisions, and that is unfortunately probably the worst time to begin the process. So we encourage families to start speaking with loved ones much earlier as far as what the possibilities might be depending on health issues, living situations, a variety of factors that can play into it.
It's kind of like having a will. You don't want to wait until it's too late for that. It's the same concept, if you will, being prepared.
Absolutely. And there's a number of resources out there that families can use. One of them that we share with a lot of folks is a resource guide that is produced here in our area that's called All About Seniors.
Okay.
And it is
Do you want to hold that up?
a very good, all-inclusive resource that has not only long-term care options, but many of the other aging resources that folks may need to utilize in order to keep loved ones at home as long as possible.
So let me ask you this. How do folks know if, you know, for their aging parents, if a nursing home is the best or if assisted living may be the better option? How do you determine that?
Part of that is determined with a conversation starting with the doctor. The doctor has to determine a level of care. So your physician, working with the resident or the loved one specifically along with the family, will work to determine whether they need skilled nursing care, which is typically the level of care when someone requires the assistance of nurses and or therapy. Assisted living tends to be more for folks who need assistance more with daily living tasks like eating, bathing, dressing, medication management, but the medical side of it is not as severe as it could be for the nursing home level.
Now, I hadn't heard of this, but apparently there are some folks in the country, across the country, who are finding roommates for their parents. Are there any agencies that perhaps specialize in determining if that's the right way to go?
I don't know that there's an agency specific that looks at that, but there are a number of county-based aging services organizations located in each county. They're all called different things, but they all service a lot of the same, provide some of the same services. And those folks would be a better resource for folks to reach out to when they're looking for something that specific. Oftentimes folks that are offering that as a service will contact them to be able to say, here's my name. If someone asks, please forward it on.
Yeah.
There's also a fair number of care managing services out there, unfortunately, that are mostly private, so they are costly. And you can always contact our office, which is the Area Agency on Aging, and we provide a lot of technical assistance that's free to the general public about long-term care and the placement process.
Any other advice for folks who find themselves in this position?
Plan ahead. Talk to your loved one. Make sure you include them in the process. I think that's one of the biggest things we miss, is that we are great at making decisions for our parents, and we forget to include them in the process.
Very important.
So include them and go to take a look at the facilities you're considering. First-hand knowledge is much more valuable than anything you can find in the resources.
No sight unseen kind of a deal.
If you can avoid it at all costs.
Okay, Cindy Englert with the Lincoln and Gaston County's Agency on Aging. We appreciate your time tonight and your expertise in getting the word out about this.
Thank you.
Delano. Oh, first, sorry. You can learn more information about this by going to WBTV.com. Look in the Web Extras section under the Home tab. That is where you will find all the information you need about this senior care. Delano.
You have